Now, many people have said that school isn't for everyone. And when they say school, they don't mean getting any type of training or vocational skills. They mean like, the regular schooling, like primary, JHS, SHS, university, that particular line of education, formal education. We've heard many times that, school is not for everybody, And Akrobeto has just shared a very personal story, very personal experience for his son, his youngest son, about this particular issue.
University, sorry, me ye be all your fan or copy pa wow fucking immediately or wow no tell you go you kill even look on papa kantanga woman have you what say small over police could do see you and then you say you also want show all right but you look university won't mean it before now papa no more. Phone repair.
Like every parent, obviously, you're going to want to take your kids through school. But he's like, with the last boy, I say, school, no, and shut down far. You get it. He has tried. Now called primary, now called JHS. Say SHS. No, the boy is struggling. I say, okay, one pass it, one remedials, one pass it. Or so I can't natural remedials 3 times. But parents, sometimes they can embarrass you. Why would you come and tell the whole world that I wrote remedials 3 times, I didn't pass? But I guess that's all very relevant to the story. So he's like, no. He saw that the son was struggling. So he sought for advice from the late Apostle Kojo Safo, aka Kantanka. We all know he was one of the greatest minds in Ghana. And he said, no, the man advised him that, listen, the school might not be for your son. Find something else. Maybe I'll put him in some kind of vocational training, something that he might have interest in. You get it? Maybe he's going to excel there because the school there, it seems like you're pouring water into a basket. Those are not his exact words, but I'm just putting 2 and 2 together here. So he felt like, okay, that's actually good advice. So he took the advice, took the kid out of school. So his son dropped out. He enrolled his son into a phone repair training program at China House in Kumasi. And he said, okay, in the first few weeks, he was still helping him. He got him accommodation. He was sending him weekly allowance of 100 Ghana cedis. Me, when I say 100 Ghana cedis for 1 week, but then again, maybe he doesn't need that much money. So he said after like 8 months of the boy, being in the school, learning the trade and things, he said the father should stop sending him money. He doesn't need the father's money anymore. Now he has finished the school to a point where he can fix any phone. The boy is now he's now making his own money. He's well to do. He's progressing. You get it? He's doing his own thing. He's making his own money. Now the son is financially independent. The father, he doesn't have to worry about the son again. And I feel like that's every father's dream. Every parent's dream, to be honest, to have your kids be financially free, so that just in case something happens to you, like they're not coming to struggle, because you brought them into this world. So you have to actually make sure that even when you are gone, they'll still be okay. I feel like that's the parent's dream, that their kids are going to be good regardless, especially financially, because in as much as money is not everything, it's a huge part of our lives. You get it? You need money to do a lot of things. So of course it's good for you to be financially free, to have a means of making money, a means of doing whatever you need to do without having to beg people or live off of other people, because it can be very stressful and very draining, both for you and the person you are depending on. You get it? Now he said that the boy is free. The boy is free, so maybe school might not be for you. I'm pay school for no. Some of you are trying. I've had people say, Charlie, I'm trying. It's not like I'm not trying. No, I'm studying, but the thing, it just know they enter. Like, I'm not feeling it. We also have some people who are actually doing courses that their parents wanted them to do. They're not even doing things that they really want to do. And I know, in as much as some parents want you to have, a good job, sometimes their idea of a good job is very, very limited. If it's not lawyer, it's not doctor, it's not nurse, that means you are not doing anything. You get it? But your child's future might not even lie in any of those professions. And you just forcing them to go to that school is just becoming more detriment to their future, and to your own pockets, because I know you're the one who's paying school fees. I'm control a race that so better sit down with your child, ask them, okay, where do your interests lie? What do you like doing? maybe you like, social media, you can take them to one of these TV and radio training institutes. They can go and learn. If it's fashion, they can go and learn. I have a friend who finished uni and he still went to fashion school. Right now he has his own studio and he has always been so talented. He's a guy, but he's really, really into fashion. Like, he has been so into it. So finally he was like, look, let me finish this uni for my parents, and then after, I'm going to really pursue my dreams. But I feel like sometimes parents don't need to wait for that. Sit down with your children, sit down with them, like, ask them, what do you like? Even without sitting with them, you should be able to tell your kids' interests without asking them anything. You as a parent, you should know your kids to the point where you know what they're interested in. You can sit down with them. Look, I've seen that you are interested in this, and that. Do you think it's something you can make a career out of? How can I help you as your parent? You can also seek for advice from, other parents or other, religious leaders or whoever it is that you respect, and you feel like that person can give you proper insight, proper, advice, proper wisdom on the topic. Because clearly Akrobeto had to seek advice from somebody else who is also, the person made a living not from any conventional means. You get it? He made money from his own ideas. So usually people like that will always push you to make money from your own ideas. Most millionaires that we have in the country or even in the world, they are not salary workers. They are not doctors. They are not lawyers. They are not, you get it? They are mostly businessmen and women. They are the ones that are making it now. So I feel like that's where we need to channel our energy. All those archaic things, fine. We still do need doctors and lawyers and nurses. If you feel like your child is excelling, yes, of course, that's the path that you choose. That's also good and well. But if you're trying, it's just not working, maybe they need to drop out. And it shouldn't be a bad thing. Sometimes when you hear, school dropout, it's like it's a bad thing. But it's not really a bad thing. Most of the richest men in the world, they dropped out of college. They dropped out, then they started their own thing. Most of them. They dropped out. You can go and do your research if you don't believe me. They dropped out of school, of college especially, to start their own thing. Now they've made it big. So I don't think school dropout should be like a negative term. You don't know why somebody will drop out. Maybe it's just not their passion. They're trying. It's not working. They need to make this money. They need to make this money. You can only be a student for so long. Sometimes I feel like being a student is like pausing reality, because when you're a student, the only thing you have to focus on is studying. You're not focusing on making money or anything like that. But once you are done with that student phase, that's when real life starts to hit you. You get it? So sometimes some people like to escape for a while, or first degree or masters. They don't want to be adults yet. That's what people who can afford it. But if you know that you are struggling with the school, your parents are complaining, maybe you need to sit down with them. Sometimes your parents won't come to you. You have to go to them and sit down with them and tell them, look, this thing is not working. These are where my interests lie. This is what I want to pursue. You get it? And they should be able to understand. Sometimes they won't. You have to take that leap of faith yourself. Because your parents are not going to be around forever. You have to live your life sometimes. You have to take matters into your own hands. If you have supportive parents, that's great. We have so many successful people now that, like, even I Show Speed. You guys remember I Show Speed when he came to Ghana? He was shouting. Everybody was happy about it. Like, I Show Speed has money now. He's not a doctor. He's not a lawyer. He's a streamer on social media. But look at the influence this boy has. And he said when he started, his mother was not a fan. So sometimes you have to take matters into your own hands. Don't wait for your parents' approval. So it goes both ways. Yes, parents have to support their kids, but you, the kids, if your parents are not supporting you and you feel like this is something you really, really want to do, find a grandmother who will support you. Find somebody who will support you and take that leap of faith. Because you never know where you will end up. Now look at I Show Speed. Millions of subscribers, millions of dollars, endorsement deals. He's living the life. How old is he? He's still a very young guy. Still a very, very young guy. You get it? So I feel like school is not really for everybody. It's really not. It's good because you get to learn, how to speak, how to interact with people. It's good for certain things, but it might not be for your, future success or future career. You take what you can get from school and then you apply it for the future, because it's the future that we are all thinking about. That's what we're thinking about. So I feel like that's what we need to take away from this entire thing. But let me know what you guys think about it. Do you still think that school is not for everybody, or you think those who are failing, they're just lazy and they need to put in more work? Let me know your thoughts on this issue, and I'll see you guys in the next video. This has been What They Go On right here at your Charlie Studios with me, Karen Jacqueline, your favorite host.